The Maine Coon is a good-natured and affable cat that has no trouble adapting to many lifestyles and personalities. They like being with people, but they're not clingy either. They'll happily take attention when you give it to them, but they also like to stay out of the way when things are busy. As a Maine Coon owner, there are some things you must avoid doing when it comes to your cat, and in this video, we will talk about 5 things you must never do to your Maine Coon cat. But first, if you would like to keep getting useful tips and guides about your dogs or cats, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we constantly bring you useful info that will help you be a better pet owner. Let's get started. 1. Never keep them in a tight space. Maine Coons are much larger than other breeds of cats and, as a result, they often need more space. It's important to make sure your coon has plenty of personal space where they feel safe. Living in a small apartment with lots of people will cause stress to the Maine Coon. That makes it especially important to provide it with private space, so it can escape the noise and hassle sometimes, and have a safe place to hide in when it wants to. There's not a lot of space for them to run around in a small apartment, and they may be better off in a bigger place. Maine Coons can be comfortable living in a small apartment, as long as they have their own space. 2. Never feed them cheap cat food. Maine Coons are quite different than your typical house cat. Female Maine Coons stay closer to the 12-pound range, which puts them just barely within the average, while male Maine Coons are a lot larger. That is why Maine Coons cannot be healthy on cheap cat food. Grains are used as filler calories in cheaper cat food diets because they're cheaper to produce. The Maine Coon breeds are so large and active, however, that they require high amounts of protein. To keep your Maine Coon healthy, it is recommended that they eat high-quality food that contains a lot of protein. If you are unsure, speak to your veterinarian or find formulas high in protein or made specially for Maine Coons. 3. Never leave them alone for too long. The Maine Coon is a social breed that is happy to spend time with you. A good owner for this type of cat is someone that can spend time at home or has someone who looks after them when they are at work. Without human companionship, they are likely to get lonely and become destructive. Maine Coon cats are highly intelligent, and without the right entertainment and stimulation, they can become destructive and bored. You need to provide your cat with regular play sessions, stimulating toys, and enough space to run around. While it is always fun to have a Maine Coon around, be aware that they need more attention than average. If you do not have the time to devote to them, then it might not be worth having one. However, if you must have a Maine Coon cat, you should consider getting 2. 4. Never leave them without exercise. Maine Coons need a lot of exercise to stay healthy, so it's important that you provide a large space for them to run around and play. Without enough physical activity, they may get bored and find ways to keep themselves active on their own. This could include inappropriate scratching and destroying things around your house. It's important to spend at least 30 minutes every day playing with your Maine Coon. This will keep them active and happy, while also preventing obesity. 5. Never leave them alone with rodent-like pets. Maine Coons are often very good hunters, which means they will keep all rodents and other animals away from your home. Some of them may even bring their owners an occasional present. If you have a rodent as a pet, it could lead to a disaster. In order to keep your pet alive and well, you should keep them very far from your Maine Coon. Overall, it's better not to get a rodent as pet if you have a Maine Coon. The bottom line is, Maine Coons are beautiful cats that can provide you with years of companionship. Watching out for these things and avoiding them will help ensure the way you care for your Maine Coon will improve a lot more. So, are you a Maine Coon cat owner? What is your Maine Coon like? Please leave a comment below.